Well, hello, guys. This is the office. This is what the studio looks like when we are not going through StreamYard. I was trying to set this up through StreamYard, but for whatever reason, it did not let us hijack. Where is Sebastian? Let me see if I can start broadcasting it from here, if it'll let me. And it won't let me. It's not letting me. So, anyways, I tried to hijack the thing. It's not allowing me to do anything on here. So, I had to come through StreamYard on this side, or not StreamYard, YouTube on this side. So, if you guys want to know what the studio looks behind the scenes, here you guys have it. This is behind the scenes. So, we're covering the case. I have to fix this. I hit the wrong button when I set it up, and I set it up for a webcam versus my streaming system. So we'll make sure we have it right for the next time. But although at the end of the day, we have Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, which I can't show you his photo on the screen because, again, I've lost my ability to show my screen because I'm not running through my StreamYard, or not StreamYard, OBS. But Sebastian disappeared on February 26, 2024, over 2 years ago, and hasn't been heard or seen from again. We have absolutely thought that Sebastian Rogers was injured by his mother and protected and covered up by his stepfather, Christopher Proudfoot. We talked about the people in and around their area because they've been trying to use people to take the stink off them, so to speak. And it hasn't been working because they've surrounded themselves with other predators. They've surrounded themselves with drug addicts, disgusting, vile individuals that aren't doing anything to help. As a matter of fact, all they're doing is taking away from them, trying to cover up what they have done, trying to shame and use hate channels to beat up and bully people into silence on these platforms for the Proudfoots. And we are ones that went to jail because of these pieces of shit, to make sure that this story stays alive. And I'm not really going to hold back too much when it comes to the Proudfoots. I think they're pieces of shit. I think Katie Proudfoot killed her son. I think she murdered her son. And I have a right to say that. That is my opinion. It's based upon a lot of things. A boy walked into her house and never walked out. And since then, her and her piece of shit husband has been acting crazy. And then you look at the people that they brought into their world to help them find their son, and they're garbage. They're pieces of shit. Every last one of them are pieces of shit. Even that unscrupulous bullshit PI. So, we have 5D, which took this segment from Lady Freedom Raw Narratives. And of course, I wanted it up on the big screen. Can I share my screen? Am I allowed to share a screen here? It does let me see if we can share a screen. Maybe if we can share a screen, maybe I'll be good. Maybe I'll be good. So hold on a second. Let me log in here. Let me send this to myself. Actually, you know what? I think I can, why can't I? There we go. Now I don't know where my speakers are coming in. maybe I need to listen to where my speakers are coming in. I can't hear anything. So let me see. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's not screw up anything, guys. This is the first time we've run through YouTube in a long time, so bear with me. And I will tell you, this right here is fairly cleaned up. Okay, usually it's 100 times worse than this. Okay, it's like I work, so I have a lot of papers, I have a lot of folders, and I'm a worker. Okay, and so my stuff is where I know it's at. So it's kind of all over the place because I work nonstop in here. So please do not mind the mess. It is, I would like to say this is my most unorganized area of the house, but it's not. It's my ex-husband's room. It's the most unorganized area of the house. So let me go ahead and get plugged up here so we can hear each other. Is everybody hearing me okay? Are we coming in fine? This is really bothersome for me, hearing all of this. Were you guys able to hear me at all? I guess I don't have anything hooked up because you look like you guys have been sitting here talking to me this whole time. So I don't even think I'm running through my sound system. I don't know what the hell I'm doing over here. Hold on. It sounds like I'm supposed to be coming through. We hear you. I don't know why you guys hear me, because it's saying that we are supposed to be through the sound stuff. So I don't know. I'm going to turn my built-in speaker on, and I'm going to pray to God you guys can hear me. I know you guys are saying you can hear me, but hopefully we'll be able to. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this or not. This should be very, very interesting. Let's share this screen. Look at that. I'll be damned. Can you guys see it? You guys can see it? Oh, and you guys can see me down here in the bottom. Can you guys see me down here in the bottom? Ooh. I kind of, so I can actually roll with it. Like, I could move this green screen. I got a beautiful setting behind me, so it looks like we're in a studio, but this is my green screen. This is what makes this is what makes my background go pop, right? Okay, so you guys can still hear me. Now the next question is, can you hear this? Hold on.
That I'll just say,
can you guys hear that? This is kind of interesting. I can't put your guys' stuff up on the screen though. That's the one bad thing about it. But I can talk to you. You guys can hear. Can you guys hear Lady Freedom? Hold on, let me play it again. Can you guys? I'm gonna back it up real quick. Can you guys hear?
And Miss Thornton, I'm with you.
You guys hear Lady Freedom?
Duchess is a sicko.
Is it echoing?
For pretending the Proudfoots who harmed their son. That
is it echoing at all? I'll wait for you guys. No echo. Perfect. Thank you guys. Okay. It looks like we're in business. So we're running straight YouTube. So I've never run straight YouTube. And if I have run straight YouTube before, it's been a really, really long time on the computer. Now we run straight YouTube on the phone sometimes, and it allows me to put a background behind me. But when we're on straight YouTube in the horizontal, it doesn't allow me to. So you guys get to see what the studio looks like bare. It's not very impressive at all. Not impressive at all. But anyways, guys, I'm glad that we're here. So you guys can hear this. I just found out that we heard about somebody from the true crime community being jacked up on child, CSAM or child P charges. And it wasn't this guy here. It wasn't Arctic Fox, but we're hearing that Arctic Fox now is a person that has been accused or coming under fire for some type of predatory behavior. And this is somebody that has treated me like crap. This is somebody that has dogged this channel, ran us over, and here he is, the P. Now, what we've got going on here is this is all in conjunction with Duchess. Now, if you guys know Duchess, I don't like Duchess. I think Duchess is a class A piece of shit. And I called her out on that. She likes to say, a long time ago, she liked to dog me on her Facebook and everything else when I was just trying to find answers. And it's awfully funny that all these people are such predators. Yet they are affiliated with the hate channels that keep us at. So what is this really? What kind of business model is this where you have predators that are interviewing parents that have children missing? You've got Duchess funneling money into all these little fake, billboards and stuff like that. Even if she is it just a hook, line, and sinker? Is this like a grooming squad of some sort here for parents of missing? Like, what are we dealing with here with these people? Because I got to tell you, these people are pretty sick and twisted, if you ask me. And we knew that there was something not right with Duchess. I mean, for everything that's holy, Duchess has been under fire for us because she took off with the Proudfoots to go to a freaking motorcycle. Who does that? Who goes and parties with parents of missing children? Please tell me who. Who? And now we're hearing Arctic Fox is a predator. How many people did she bring this predator into her family? With her sweet. So now we have a dude out there searching in the woods for Sebastian while doing substances. You have an unscrupulous PI that's manufacturing evidence for the public to help try to sway their opinion of these pieces of shit. Now we find out that one of the other pieces of garbage that brought this case to the world, Arctic Fox, is a predator. I mean, how many more these horrible people are the Proudfoots going to be bringing into the world of to try to help them find their son? It doesn't sound like they're building a team to really locate their son. It sounds like they're building a team of thugs that are willing to defend them at any cost. That's what it appears to be for me. Let's listen.
That I'll just saying, in my opinion, sorry, sorry, the whole hate channel crew. I mean, but this is the thing that they promote constantly.
It is.
We're the dark ones. We're the dark side. We're this.
They do. How much have they beat Bullhorn Betty up? How many people that were affiliated with me did they beat up? And trust me, this is going to be downloaded and put it onto our main channel. We just can't do it right now because of the we just got done with a live. But this is one of those. If you guys want to share this around, we're back on this channel. And it's only going to be a matter of time before we start really building this channel up for Sebastian Rogers and converting this back to a Sebastian Army channel, right? So we have a lot of questions about the Proudfoots. I think Katie Proudfoot murdered her son, and now we see them being around a whole bunch of felons. A whole bunch of felons. Can you guys still hear me? I'm not sure if it's coming in. I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. We did change some. Hello. You guys can hear me. Okay. I just want to make sure because I can't ever see I don't have a sound bar now that I'm not on OBS. It always makes sure that it's like moving so I can hear at least see that I'm coming through to you. And when I'm on this stuff, it's so generic. You've got nothing behind giving you any type of clues or cues. So I'm sorry. But anyways, if somebody wants to share this out to the world and let them know that we're talking about Sebastian Rogers, we're going to start setting a time every day on this channel to get updated on Sebastian Rogers. And we're going to set a specific time on this channel as well to talk about Lily and Jack Sullivan. There's been a lot of changes and stuff in there. And we might have to, bounce back with different cases if there's nothing probative to go over in either one of those cases. We can start talking about like the Gilgo Beach murders. We also heard that Chris Preciado. We got Chris Preciado's trial coming up. If you guys remember that was over there in San Antonio, Texas. And that was Matthew Guerra and Savannah Soto and their unborn baby. They were a drug deal gone bad. Both of them murdered. Both got a bullet in the head. The baby, obviously unborn, lost his life when his mother lost her life. And she was just literally 24 hours from delivering her son when this happened. It was horrible. It was a bad case, but they lived a thug life and, they were out in the streets and those streets will kill you. If you allow those streets to kill you, they will kill you. So we got Chris Preciado's trial coming up. I'm absolutely believe he's going to either get the death penalty or life imprisonment on his, unless they've already dismissed the death penalty. I think when you do something like that to a mother with an unborn baby in her belly, I think there should be a different element there. And I think DP is appropriate for something like that. I'm sorry. If you know anything about me, whether you like me or love me, hate me or whatever, I stand on my convictions. I am definitely pro DP. I don't want to be taking care of these losers the rest of their lives. I don't want to spend the money. They're not worth the money. To me, they're garbage. They're nothing. Right. I let the religious leaders, I let the clergymen and women pray over them and be the clergymen and women. I'm not that person. Okay. I am a Christian person, but I am Old Testament. I believe in an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And if you take somebody's life, I expect you to give yours. So that's kind of, unless it's in self-defense, unless it's one of those types of situations. But if you've got the balls to take somebody else's life, you better have the balls to give yours. And that's the way I live my life. That's the way I believe. I don't expect everybody to believe like me, but I am definitely pro DP. If it's something that's absolutely a line in the sand for you and you cannot support somebody that is pro DP, I am pro DP. I stand on it. I will go out to our Starkey, our big, and I will wave signs, fry their ass. You do not know me. Okay. That's Bullhorn Betty. Fry their ass. You mess with kids, fry their ass.
We're that. We like Kiwi Farms, and I miss Kiwi Farms. It's disgusting. It is disgusting.
I don't
And
know
if you're involved with shit like that, and you're involved with people like that, you don't belong over here.
That is true.
And you certainly don't belong in any of these missing children's cases. And it is sick. Anna says, brutally honest, I don't think she's blaming Duchess. This is just another
Hey,
wrong
Karen.
to add to the list of degenerates that stick up for KP and CP, even after 5 CPS reports.
Yes.
And thank you, Anna. That is well said. I'm a little upset today, so I might be.
And how can you be? I mean, I can understand helping families, but going up to bat for families that have child abuse allegations, what monster? There's only a few monsters that will do that, and that's Arctic Fox, Duchess. They are thick. They're as thick as thieves. They're attached to the hips, and then they bring that unscrupulous PI in, and they're affiliated with all the hate channels. Like, what respectable channel on these platforms would be hanging out with the likes of those people? It seems like a complete predatory network of people, to be honest with you. And it seems like they've been using the hate channels to protect them. So, you know what? You know, Queen Bee and Chlamydia and all them, which I'm hearing Chlamydia is ban evading. If you feel that her creating a new account, not her old account, is ban evading, it is terms of service problems. I would suggest anybody that feels that it's ban evading to go over there and report the ban evasion. Right? I also heard that she's on her boyfriend's page too, and the rules are very clear. You can go after his page. If you hear her on his page, you can start going into to work on terminating his page because she's ban evading by the use of another channel. So I would suggest, if you do hear her or she shows her face when she's not allowed to be on YouTube, you report that. You know, that's what I would do. I would absolutely 100% report her. Anybody that is violating terms of service, I would hope that you guys report. Okay. I have been, everybody kept telling everybody that I was violating terms of service. So they would literally brigade and come and try to, hit my channel by the thousands. I want to let everybody know that this is my original channel. I've never lost this channel in the whole time that we've been on this platform. This is the Bullhorn Betty channel. I have lost another one of my channels that they were able to take fraudulently, but since then I've gotten that channel back. And that was our original Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories, which is now this channel. So if this is the first time you're seeing me, please consider subbing up. We cover a lot of different things on this channel. We will be building this. What has happened is I just got really exhausted. Okay. For the last several years, things have not, been in the best light for me. I've had a lot of difficult battles that I've had to fight, and since the end of 2023 and going into 2024, 2025, and now we're in 2026. So for those that have been with me for all these years, you guys have known what I've gone through. So it's just, sometimes you feel beaten up, and, sometimes you just got to lay low and just cover until things kind of roll over. And then you got to start building things back up again. And so that's kind of where we're at. We're finally over the hump. It got really, really bad before it got better. And now I feel like the hate channels just leave us alone. We still have like one or two trolls that try to make their name off of ours, but we don't really put up with it here. And I just feel like things have calmed down in such a way where we can now start really looking at who the problems have been, who the problems were, and start really doing something about it. And that's what we've done. And we've also partnered with YouTube, to make sure that this place is a safe place for everybody, identifying a lot of people and really putting together we put together a lot of information. We were able to identify a lot of stuff that was undeniable for YouTube. So I think it's been beneficial, and I think it has helped move the needle. So we'll see. But, it just shows you that these people were really corrupted behind the scenes, and they were screaming that all these good people were the bad people while they're the good people. And now when we finally get through this 5 years later, we're starting to see their house of cards crumbling down, because they were built on illusions while we were building our our foundation on solid rock. So now we're starting to see them for who they are. Chlamydia lost her channel. BT lost her channel. Queen Bee is still functioning, but as you notice, she's a much more tamed BT QB. And then you've got Arctic Fox. We're starting to see him. We had another content creator that was well known on this platform that has been arrested and charged with CSAM. And this is the second that I've heard so far. And then we can't forget that 423 Chase, the man that robbed a little old lady about $40,000 to $60,000 in the Summer Wells case, was also affiliated with Queen Bee and these hate channels and Benny Keys and all these terrible, terrible hustlers and criminals and felons and drug addicts. And now look at it. Look at it. Look at it. They've been exposed. They worked so hard to try to eliminate me so they would not be exposed. Now we're still here, and every one of them are being exposed for who they truly are. And this is no different.
Ranting, but I mean, this is ridiculous. I absolutely cannot believe it, even though it's right here. And that's precisely the problem, because then it starts making sense, right? Oh, well, no wonder these people are okay with Chris and Katie's behavior. It's because they don't respect children either.
Oh,
it's because they
that.
abuse children as well. They have these dark demons and skeletons in their closet, and so they're okay with Chris and Katie's behavior.
Hold on, let me take this off. If you guys want to know where we get all of our little buttons from, all the weird buttons, there it is. There's the culprit. You guys never get to see behind the scenes. So it's kind of funny that you guys get to see behind the scenes. A little embarrassed about the condition of but I don't know how to change the condition of the office because I work. My office looks like I work in it. I'm just saying,
Because they know they're the same. And anybody that wants to continually stick up for it is wrong, in my opinion. She should make a public announcement and apology and start, like I said, writing letters to all of the victims' families who she's linked this predator up with.
Yeah. She's made a very valid point. I keep talking into the speaker like this is the speaker you guys are hearing. Everything's running through my computer. I didn't set it up right, so I apologize. But at least I got the right camera. At least it's not at least you guys get me crystal clear. It's on the big camera, not the computer camera. But she makes a valid point. How many people has Queen Bee, Duchess, and all these other... Come. Somebody at the door? She's running toward the door. Maybe I need to go check. I don't hear anybody knocking on the door, so we're good. But how many people has Duchess hooked up with this guy? How many families? And listen, I didn't know this about predators, but sometimes they like hearing other people's stories. Ugh! Isn't that just creepy? Come on, guys. That's freaking creepy as shit. Just creepy.
Why are they worried about me talking about it? Exactly. I'm a small little channel. I think that's a lot of what they want us to think, so that way people will go over to kick Rosebud. That's my opinion. Plus,
all the people who played it are banned channels. Yeah. Listen, if you're getting kicked down to Kick, I can tell you, when Kick first came out, because I did multi lives. That means whenever I when I was on StreamYard, and we will get back to it. I've just got to find, I'm bound and determined to figure all of this out where we're not spending $80 a month for service. Even if that means I got to buy $1,000 worth of equipment to keep us on our own platform into perpetuity and not have to rely on costs jacking up. Because remember, that channel used to be a $10. We used to pay $10 a month, and we were jacked up to $48. We were forced into that. We didn't have any choice. And so we were there, and then we were having audios. My audio kept crashing. It was awful. And I got so sick and tired of paying this exorbitant amount of money and having nothing but technical issues on StreamYard. And finally, after 2 years, I walked away. I was done. And so I was looking at going to Restream, and while Restream appeared to be more stable, at least with the Apple equipment, I still didn't want to spend the money to keep being on somebody else's stuff. I mean, there's reasons why studios run their stuff independently. It's because they have more flexibility. They're not boxed into having creations. I was able to remove put my body behind and put a scene behind me. We can't do that on StreamYard or Restream. So I like the quality of the picture. And the other thing is no matter what camera I was using, the quality of my image was not coming in. So I like this so much better. But I got to say that whenever I went to Kick was kind of bottom of the barrel. I mean, you did make a little bit of money right out the gate, but it's where everybody that can't be on these other channels go. Just like people run to Rumble when they can't be on this channel. In all fairness, that's what happened to the conservatives. The conservatives ran off of YouTube. I didn't talk about politics when they were killing channels for politics. Now I talk about politics regularly because they will be sued if they try to ban channels for politics now. So I'm in a more comfortable environment than I once was, but I don't know what they're talking about with the Kick and Played, and the people who played it were banned channels. I don't know what that's all about, but I don't go on Kick. I wouldn't go on Kick if I were you. I would stay on here. People that are on Kick, in all fairness, probably couldn't hack it on here, and probably ain't hacking it on Kick.
Misery loves company, and Clue's over there sitting with like 2,500 people, and she's saying, "Oh, I'm great. I'm what?"
I don't believe Clue could get 2,500 people on Kick. That she might have been kicked off for fake numbers, because I'm telling you, it's even what was her name? Marissa. Even Marissa, when she was banned and she had to go to Kick, she had a lot of followers go over there. And I don't think she even scratched 2,500 people in one sitting. So I don't believe those numbers.
Wonderful. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because it takes time. Because Misery loves company, and Clue's over there sitting with like 2,500 people, and she's saying, "Oh, I'm great. I'm wonderful." No, you're not. No, you're not. Because it takes time to build people up. So that's bull crap. Yeah, and SF Investigates, Alicia Hot Wheels, good to see you, hon, has been all over Arctic Fox's news, not news feed.
Yeah, the unscrupulous PI folks. Yeah, that guy. Oh yeah, unscrupulous PI guy. Remember, he toots his own horn. He thinks he's the best of the best, and he's around all these predators and drug addicts and doesn't know. But he wants to take a club and club over people he doesn't know, but these are people he works with, and he doesn't even do the basic background on these people to find out if they're predators or if they're drug addicts. And this is the kind of the UTI of the case. And this is the guy that's all over these people, Duchess and Arctic Fox and Queen Bee, sucking their bone for some attention. And yet these people have CSAM and predatory behavior potentially, and whatever, Arctic Fox is being accused of. I'm hearing he's a predator. I don't know. I'm not in his bedroom. I'm not in his computer. He said horrible things about me. I don't know who this guy is. But it's awfully funny that all these people that are rotten as shit are all hanging out together, and now we're finding one by one them getting plucked off these platforms, and for the reasons that are getting plucked off these platforms are pretty disgusting. We not predators. Oh, hell no. No. No, no, no. But I guarantee, that's why these people don't like Bullhorn Betty. I bet you I'd have snuffed them out quicker than shit. If they were around here, I would have been calling them. I could smell this shit a mile away. If I worked with Arctic Fox didn't like me. Why? Because he knew damn well if I knew who he was, I would have sniffed him out a long time ago. Long time ago. These people don't like Bullhorn Betty because I would have found out a lot sooner. I would have had all their business out here a lot sooner. It took me 5 years to get it all out here. But now that it's out here, it's what it is.
But Facebook feeds, in his comments, yeah, they're all friends, right?
All friends.
But he can't use his investigative skills to do a background check on this asshole? But he wants to tell people that I was never a realtor? That's what he's spending his time on. Nasty old...
You're right, Lady Freedom. You're right. You're right. Oh, I love your channel. Thank you. Part of the fed. I remember we were clever over here for these names. Over on my other channel, the main channel, as clever as we could get, it was what was it? Silver, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. I'm like, that is so realtor, because I used to be a realtor too. I used to be a lot of things. That's why when people say, I've felt like I've had so many freaking FBI background checks, because here in Florida, you can't do squat without me having a background check. And most of them are level 2 FBI background checks. That means it has to go to the FBI, They got to pass. Yeah. They got to say you ain't a felon,
Fish sticks. Instead of going after the real predators surrounding Sebastian Rogers' case.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Go back just a little.
Instead of going after the real predators surrounding Sebastian Rogers' case. Unbelievable. Aw, I know, Chelsea. See, and that breaks my heart, and I'm sorry. I would too. I would do anything to protect my family.
I think anybody would. But when you have people, when you're in your most vulnerable that you've ever been, and you're relying on people to help you in your vulnerability, and somebody like, sweet dad, oh my gosh, my name is Duchess. I'm just here to help. How can I help you? Oh, by the way, Arctic Fox is so good at what he does. How many times did that nasty bitch bring this disgusting animal into other people's worlds? How many times? With her sweet little talk. Oh, you want to be out there by your pool for old bets. Okay. Okay, Dutchie. Okay.
And that's how we all are. That's how we all should be. None of us should be okay with this, right? It's sad. Hey, Sonia. Good to see you, hon.
Sonia's cheating on me. She was busted. Sonia's cheating on me.
Yeah, and the thing is that if I saw anyone hurting a kid, the best thing for me to do would be to call.
I don't know. I don't know if I actually saw somebody hurting a kid. I don't know if I'd have it because you spring into action. And I know that I'm you have a fight or flight mechanism in you. I'm a fight. I don't flight. If I see something, I'm right in it. And I don't know where that comes from, but I remember it because I remember when Jonathan was out there in front of Brian Laundrie's house and that guy comes out of the woodwork. I don't even remember how it all happened, but he was there screaming at Jonathan. And I remember just having my my clipboard in my hand because I was going to jab it in his throat if he got any closer. That's what I was going to do. And I just jumped. I don't know where that came from while I was there. I mean, it's 2 guys. Women should not be in the middle of 2 guys. I'm sorry. My common sense after the fact tells me that. I don't know why I was in the middle of them. But I can tell you that if you were to look at my instincts and my fight or flight mechanism, that's all I need to know. I would be right in the middle of the mix because I don't know how I got in the middle of that mix, but I was in the middle of that mix and I pity the fool. If that man put one freaking hand on me, I would have ripped his head off. I really would have. He was a big dude too. That wouldn't have been pretty. We'd all been hurt. I'm just saying, don't put your hands on me.
Because I don't need to spring into action, if you know what I'm saying, right? But it's hard not to, because these little children are innocent. And then we wonder why generationally these children are turning out to be people like this themselves.
Messed up.
It's because we allow for it. It's because we hide it, because I like this person, so I will never go against what they say.
Oh, the old hate channel way, right? They sweep everything under the rug. They don't want to let anything, because they don't want anybody thinking that they got problems. But they got the crud of this, because nobody with common sense or even an education would listen to this horse shit. Nobody. I mean, look at Dutchie. Duchess freaking that lady. She's been on this channel longer than Bullhorn Betty. She has maintained the same 10,000 people she has always maintained. Why? Because nobody takes her seriously. Nobody takes her seriously. Arctic Fox has been on here long before I have been on here. Why isn't he growing? Because nobody takes this piece of shit seriously. Why? Because people have these instincts. And the minute you hear him talk, there's something not right with the dude. You don't want to hear him talk no more. And this woman, with her sweet voice, is pushing him and all of these people. How do we know he's not getting his rocks off listening to all these people's pain? Like, it's sick. It's sick. I'm not saying that that's happening. But still, I don't even know what this man has done. But clearly, whatever he's done has been predatory. And I just find it awfully funny that everybody that Chris and Katie have assimilated with or associated with to help them bring their son home has turned out to be this type of piece of shit. That's my problem.
Let's sweep it under the rug. Well, that's why we have so many issues. That's why our youth are so disturbed. It's because of people like this.
Amen.
Who are allowed to go
Amen.
around and, oh no, I'm scared.
Amen.
Piece of crap.
Amen.
They socialize with all of them.
They do. The crackheads.
With the scourge and the
junkies,
scum
the predator,
of the planet. And then they want us to still be okay with it. No, that'll never happen.
But don't worry. Chris and Katie take pictures like they're out there looking for their son, but never actually being out there looking for him. And when they are, they're like, hey, we're here. We finally arrived. Look at us. With a big smile on their face. And it's like, you realize you're looking for your missing son, right? Like, who the hell smiles over something like that? Just say it. Who does that? Who does that?
More people, Lover Girl. This isn't the only time. And this isn't the only child he's tried to hurt.
Wow.
You know? That doesn't surprise me, Nano. This nasty dude is usually on Dago's channel. That doesn't surprise me.
I don't know who these people are. You know why I don't know who these people are? Because I don't hang around trash. I repel trash. The people that hate me, most of the people that hate me, I should say, are on the wrong side of the tracks. Anyways, right?
Just listening to the way that they were on the panel with Clue and her daughter, I heard like a small part of that. Yeah, I'm not down with any of that.
Disgusting.
That makes me sick.
Disgusting.
Yeah, Duchess has been on her knees for the Proudfoots for years now, right? 2 years.
Sucking that D. Sucking that D. Do you need some knee pads, Dutchie? Do you need Bullhorn Betty to send you some knee pads, baby? Do you? Do you? I have to buy some because I haven't, since I stopped doing electrical work about 15, 20 years ago, I haven't had my knee pad. I don't know where they are. You know, I used to be on my knees a lot too, but it was wire and electrical. You know, I'd zap your ass before you know, you get it. You get it. You get it. So if we'll make sure we send those knee pads to Sonia to put some stickers on them for Bullhorn Betty, so you know who salvaged those knees for the Proudfoots. You need me to send you some knee pads, baby? Did any of you supporters of the Proudfoot need some Bullhorn Betty knee pads? You know what we're going to do? We're going to install tacks in those, right? It's going to get you up off those knees real quick, baby. That's what we're going to do.
I agree. I agree with that.
Troll alert.
And right is right. And if you don't agree with what's happening here, then you cannot possibly agree with Duchess white knighting for this topic time and time again for the Proudfoots. You know, nobody thinks it's okay. She says, in my 46 years, excuse me, I have never hung around a PI. I've only known one because he lived in my area, but I didn't know him. What are the chances that the whole group of people have so many P's in their group? Well, I mean, I'm wondering that as well. I get what you're saying, not PIP, right? Yeah. They're all over both sides of Chris and Katie's family, right? And then we all.
So it makes you wonder how abusive were the Proudfoots or the Bowersox. Remember, the Bowersox were with Sebastian during summer breaks and stuff. Remember Terry's comments of, well, his attention's about as depending on how many squirrels are in the yard. And those were the people watching this boy. I wonder how they treated him. I bet you they treated him pretty poorly.
Also have this online crap, right? But again, like I said, they like to put it out there that they enjoy the darkness, right? I mean, it's one thing to make fun of people, I guess. If somebody was calling me a demon, I might joke around too and be like, oh yeah, I'm a demon, right? But in the same way,
that's how we got our because those hate channels went to Ron, whatever, Duty Ron, and said something, and he wanted to say how crazy I was, and the dude had brain cancer at the time, right? I don't know if he still has brain cancer or not. So I was trying to be about as respectful as I was going to be, because I really don't give it. Listen, I'm an equal opportunity asshole. I don't care if you got brain cancer or not. You want to be an asshole, I'll be an asshole right back to you. Okay. I don't care about your wealth. I don't care about where you came from. I don't care about the color of your skin. I don't care about none of that. You piss me off, I'm going to be all up in your shit, period. That's just how I roll. Okay. I'm an equal opportunity asshole. Okay. So whether you got brain cancer or not, I'm going to be all up in, and that's what I did. I came down with him like a pound of bricks, and now we have the coffee club and the insane. We got the insane asylum. So the insane asylum was born by Duty Ron, and it is still even post brain cancer still sticks. Okay. Just like Bullhorn Betty, right? I was never a Bullhorn Betty, but you guys labeled me Bullhorn Betty out in front of Gabby Petito. I had a county commissioner telling me that my bullhorn was going to be the end of my career. And so now I'm Bullhorn Betty. And I always do remind that ex-county commissioner of how wrong they were about my bullhorn. My bullhorn's actually famous now. Who would have known?
It's not the sarcasm. It's the fact that they like all of this. They like this. Well, she just can't. She's not a good judge of character, Martin Van Buren, you know. And that's the thing, because, you know, I don't want to completely blame this on Duchess, but think of all of the people that she's linked up with, people like him. Or him, you know, people like
Duchess she can flip. You know what? She has one thing in front of that camera, and if you go look at her Facebook profile, she is a completely different person in the real world. What you see on her channel is a facade. That woman is nasty. She's dirty. She's a disgusting individual that protects bad people. I have said that about that woman for years, but she surely comes on here and slathers it on real thick with her sweet little, oh my God, you know, tell us about it. Oh, really? Well, you told me this and that. Is that right? You know, cut that crap out. Cut that crap out. Ain't nobody buying it, boo-boo. Ain't nobody buying it. I'm glad your facade is now fully unmasked. Duchess should have been unmasked a long time ago.
Him or him. Oh, I got a friend. His name is Arctic Fox. He can help you.
But let's not forget, it's not just Dutchie, right? It's all those other pieces of shit too, like Queen Bee. This was buddy with Queen Bee at one time too, right? Let's not forget. That lady is a predator, and she hangs around predators. So I've seen her criminal past. I've seen her taking crowbars and chasing people down the road with them. It's right there in the black and white. She's been arrested for it. Punching a lady in the face in a freaking store, right there in black and white in her background check. These people are freaking felons. These people are criminals, and these people hang around predators. They're all rotten.
No. And I agree with that, Chuchi. Thank you. Arctic Fox, take responsibility for your own actions. Stop scapegoating, right? Get help.
Pregnant woman, allegedly.
Right? Get help for it. Because I'm here to tell you guys that these people, in doing the research on the Cleveland 3, these people are out there and they get off on the sadistic nature of someone else's pain and struggling.
That is some sick shit, but she's absolutely correct. She's absolutely correct here.
They want to hear about it so they can feel gratified by it. And it's disgusting and wrong. And then here Duchess is like, oh, I got a guy for you. Go hang out. You know? It's crazy, right, Liberty? All along. You know?
And I want to remind each and every one of you that have been around the true crime community, these are the same people that told you how horrible I was. Here we are making differences in people's lives while this same group of people are still destroying people's lives. Same group of people. Same group of people, folks. This couldn't get any worse than what we're dealing with here. It really couldn't. And a lot of you guys, let's face it, I mean, a lot of you guys were hook, line, and sinker. Something made you see reality. Because I can tell you, there are a lot of people. If you guys are in the chat, I know we only have a small group here. But if you guys were in the chat and did not like me at one time and then realized everything you were hearing about me was a lie, put a 1 in the chat. If you never heard anything about it and didn't know what I went through, put a 2 in the chat. Maybe none of you guys know. You guys might all be 2s for all I know. But if you guys are been here, you guys there, thank you, Jamie. I appreciate that. Me and you are lucky. But I think you came from TikTok though. I don't think you were here. TikTok did not do what YouTube did to me. So, but yeah, the people here on this platform were brutal, and they painted me out because I had a past. They tried, like all these people are felons. I'm not even a felon. I just been arrested a lot because I, had a lot of problems, when I was in my 20s, a lot of them. I was like, it was like a, one of those little circular doors at my jail. I'd go in because I was on probation on something else. And of course I'd get arrested and then I'd bond out. And then they'd be over, 2 days later and arrest me again for the violation of probation. I was like going in and out. I was arrested like 2 or 3 times a month for a solid 6 months. I mean, it was insanity in my 20s. I will not lie about that. But it doesn't dictate who I am in perpetuity for everything that's holy. I mean, for F's sakes. I mean, we do live and learn. I mean, that is the objective here, right? Like we're supposed to learn our lesson, right? And all this stuff. I mean, outside of the stuff the problems I had while I was married, most of the stuff happened in my 20s, and then there was just this. So they did have some meat to the bone, but I had already been using my history because I had already been a political activist helping out with, abused women and doing, doing soup kitchens at the time. Like I was doing a lot of stuff in the public. And I never really thought of my past being, something to club me over the head with it because I had been using it for years to help other people, like you can F up and still get your life together and go out there. I was, really involved in my community and in other services around here and stuff like that. So it was just it was a little crazy to say the least, that this was all, being brought up. And then it's like, people knew my advocacy, but then hearing about my history, even some of the county commissioners, they were like, none of them, they knew I'd been in trouble and they knew that was trying to, help others and stuff like that. But I think they were even shocked about the amount, but I never got in trouble for them. They all went away. I look bad on paper, but in all fairness, everything, everything was resolved. I never went to court. I was never found guilty. You kind of think that everybody's going to look to the end of these cases, but they didn't. They just looked at the amount and it was just horrible. It was horrible. But these were the same people that were beating me up on here, calling me a criminal, telling me I'm a grifter. I've never stolen a damn thing. I'm more likely to get drunk and beat the shit out of you before I am to rob you. I'm just saying it. It's, I'm just saying. But you wouldn't have known that. Like, but you wouldn't have known that, but what the way they were talking. And not only that, like that was 20 years ago. Okay. I don't have those moves anymore. Okay. I'm like the freaking Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, pop. Okay. That's my life this day and age. I'm 46 years old. I'll get down. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I'm just saying I stayed down a little bit longer than I once did. That's all I'm saying. I wish I had. I'll get down, but we just stayed down a little longer than we once did. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
It's upsetting, to say the least.
That you wanted to go, you have family out there in Oklahoma City, and you would meet up with him. What are you talking about? You wasn't going to go meet him.
I wasn't going to go meet him. I said if we ever did meet, which I wasn't going to.
What the hell? And now is this Arctic Fox, and is he talking about a boy? A boy ruining a boy's life? Ruining a boy's life?
I was trying. And I said, if we ever did meet, which I wasn't going to, I was trying to just appease him. I said it would have to be in a public place, like the park or like a restaurant.
It's been very difficult, especially for the families. Like that's where my main concern is. I've spoke to many advocates. We've had conversations about this. They know where I stand. And that was the paramount people that I had to take care of before.
That is the disgusting woman known as Duchess. She's got a sweet voice, but she's an evil piece of shit.
Where I came to have this live stream is I needed to check on my people. I needed to check on those closest.
So she's basically coming to bat for this man that was about to go meet a little boy or a boy. A son. I don't want to say a little boy. I don't know how old the boy was, but we just heard his comments. So he's trying to meet up with a boy. And we know even if he's trying to meet up in a public place, it's just to start the grooming process. You don't dive right all in on day one, at least not towards the groomer's book, right? We have grooming books all over the place in the dark alleyways of the dark web to the back streets of Dutch's channel, don't you know?
To me.
But we just heard Arctic Fox talk about meeting a boy and how it have to be in public. This was only step one. We know this. Why? Because we cover these cases. This is step one.
different advocates in the community that may possibly be affected.
Or people that use this community to find targets. And we have idiots like this, like Duchess, on our channels, making it possible because she's too stupid. This is why you don't hang out with freaking gutter trash, you dumbass.
I wanted to reach out to the families to ask them if they are okay. Is there anything that I can do? Actually, yes, riled up. You can ask.
I think this woman has done enough. What she needs to do is close up shop. She's an embarrassment to the true crime community. She has been an embarrassment to the true crime community. Duchess needs to be thrown out with the baby and the bathwater.
Good question. Absolutely. That's where my concern really lies, because I want people to know that,
oops,
you know, that I'm here. If there's anything that I can do, that I do not condone this behavior, I do not stand with this.
Oh, but you need to come check on your people, right? I don't see her saying, F him. I can't believe he lied to me. Oh, you know, I just don't stand for this. Yeah, I just don't stand for this. And then she's on her Facebook saying, F you, Betty, right? But she can't say that to Arctic Fox. A man she brought into victims' homes. This lady is something else. This is a, you know, she has no reputation. Her reputation's in this shitter. If anybody watches Duchess at this point, it's absolutely worthless.
And if they have any concerns, I want to encourage them to make sure that.
I literally think she stands in front of the mirror and just talks to herself like this all day. I really do.
That they report any of those concerns that need to be. It's still just shocking. It's still going to take some time to just absorb that this has happened in our community.
She refuses to expose her own friend when he does wrong. I would expose the crowd. I'm a snitch. I would have been the first one that rolled out with a story on this man. If he was part of my team on this show and we found out this about him, I would be the first one on here telling you about what we just found out. She's refusing to show the image. She's refusing to acknowledge her own culpability in bringing this man into so many people, so many victims' homes. This is not Duchess' fault, but Duchess is culpable of what's been going on since this man came out on this channel. They'd rather condemn good content creators for predators. For predators. The proof is in the pudding, baby. I'm glad all of this is starting to come out after 5 flipping years. 5 years. 5 years. All of these people owe an apology to Betty. Remember they used to always come over here? If you're wrong, are you going to apologize? If you're wrong, are you going to apologize? Well, where's my freaking apology, Duchess? You dumb bitch. Where is my apology? For all the stuff you did to me. What about all the stuff you and Arctic Fox did to me? You guys can understand my anger at this show. This was an impromptu show, and I'm putting it on the small channel because I'm angry. What these two people alone that have done to me during me being on here when I was just trying to help, and come to find out they both had ulterior motives. When I came here, motive-free, just ignorant to YouTube, and they tried to destroy me and get me hurt, both of these people. And now she's protecting Arctic Fox for wanting to meet a boy, to ruin a boy's life. And she's just, she refuses to acknowledge. This right here should have her canceled. You guys should never, ever go to Duchess' channel again. This is on her. This is her person. We know that. Go to her history. How many times did she promote Arctic Fox on her channel? How many times? Where did Betty ever do something like that? Did Betty ever do something like that? If this dude was on this channel, I would have been the first one to report on this. Not the last.
But it's an important conversation that we had to have today. And I just appreciate everyone allowing me the space to, I'm not going to come here and name call.
Oh, you're not going to come there and name call. Your reputation. Really? You've ruined so many people's lives. You personally brought this man into homes of victims. You brought this man to victims' families. And you're not going to name call? Well, I think you are a freaking bitch. I think you are a clueless bitch. I'll name call. I'll start a fight on here. You had a predator on your channel that you promoted day in and day out, and you got nothing to say, boo? The hell? The hell?
And do all of these things. I just don't feel like that is,
I can't listen anymore.
No matter how.
I can't listen to anymore. I don't want to listen to her excuses. I don't give a rat's ass. I've never liked this woman. The things that these people have done to me, and then this, cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. We ain't playing that. Cut it out. This is absolutely horseshit. Horseshit. You guys should hold this lady's feet to the fire. At the end of the day, she is the one that gave him his biggest platform. Her and I believe Queen Bee. Because I remember Arctic Fox being on Queen Bee's long before I even knew who Duchess was. So let's not get it twisted. If we're going to be holding our politicians accountable for Epstein, certainly we should be keeping and holding our content creators accountable when they bring predators and support predators and bring predators into victims' homes and in victims' lives. We should definitely be holding those content creators equally accountable as we would politicians for Epstein. Because in my opinion, hurting or harming a boy or a girl doesn't matter. It's the act. It's the fact that you turned your head, you turned your cheek the other way. For what purpose? For what purpose? Everybody should know about this. Everybody should be sharing this. I should have put this on the main channel, but I did not. We will be pushing our show on the main channel out just a little bit. We're going to be talking about some other things that are coming up on the Nancy Guthrie case. I've got to get up to date. I've been out of the loop because I've been on lives all morning. So I'm going to take about an hour. Right now it is 11:22. I'm going to take about an hour, get up to date on any updated information, either yesterday or today, other talking points. We do have a million talking points when it comes to Nancy Guthrie. We're just getting into that case. This is for Sebastian Rogers. What pieces of shit Chris and Katie have chosen to hang around. We have drug addicts, people manufacturing evidence on their behalf. We've got people that are predators for little boys, of all things. We've got, people that are on real hardcore drugs that they're hanging around, alcoholics. It just, the story just never seems to quit being so messed up. And every time the key ingredient is Chris and Katie Proudfoot, Chris and Katie Proudfoot, Chris and Katie Proudfoot. And every single bad thing that has ever happened to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers has happened under the watch of Chris and Katie Proudfoot. So guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. I'd greatly appreciate it. Please don't forget to hit the like button for this show. Please don't forget to subscribe to this show. And this is also a monetized channel. So if you'd like to see this channel grow, please consider donating or building this channel through memberships. We're going to start doing and rolling out more membership only programs. We've never done this in the history of our show. Everybody knew when they supported us, they supported they supported the mission. And so we've kept everything free. But you know what? My members, as you guys can see, some of them have some real time behind them. They've been supporting this channel for 40 some odd months. And I think that it's only fair with all their love and support, giving you guys the opportunity to see some of this and have this stuff in some of the places we went from the support from this channel is all inspiring. And those are from the people that financially support this channel. And I think it is time for them to have their own personal lives. So we're going to start rolling out for the first time member only lives. These are going to be more small lives. These are going to be much more intimate. We're not going to do it on this channel, so don't run out and start. We've got to start doing baby steps. When we implement something, we have to do it in baby steps until we get it kind of, mixed in with our schedule, because our schedule changes. It really does depend on where we are in this channel. When we're out there in the field a lot, we just kind of go live when we go live. When we're kind of home, we try to make it a little more scheduled, so you guys know you can schedule your day or anything around certain topics, because a lot of you guys are interested in these cases. We wouldn't be able to stay alive or for me to do this if we didn't have interest in these cases. So the interest is there by the public. This is a case, Sebastian Rogers, has been going on for 2 years. We've been a major part of this investigation and this case and trying to find out what happened to Sebastian. And no matter how I flip the coins, it just comes back to Katie Proudfoot. Once upon a time, I didn't believe that. I didn't want to believe that, but I do believe it now wholeheartedly. And anything short of this child coming up healthy and happy and coming home to his daddy, I'm going to believe she murdered her son. And in America, I'm allowed to have that thought. I'm allowed to have my opinion about things based upon the work that I've done. And I truly believe she murdered her son. And I believe Chris now knows it. I don't think he may or may not have known it at the time. But I believe he started helping. And AI actually helped me with that theory now, because at the very beginning, we thought Chris was using past tense. And quite frankly, it wasn't Chris at first. It was Katie. Katie was the only one using past tense at first, improperly, right? Chris was when he used past tense, he was really referring to an event that happened in the past. So that would be appropriate use of past tense language. But Katie was not. And so that was really defined early on, which tells me that first interview or two, she may have been the only one that knew her son was gone, because Chris was not using that past tense language like Katie was. And while it was just nonchalant here and there, it was just a few times during this first interview, it was very obvious that she used past tense in the wrong place. And those past tense things did rear their ugly head littering throughout all of their interviews from that point forward, including where Chris started picking up. And that's kind of when I started realizing Chris must know he's dead too. So if you really look at this and look at their behavior and really hone in on that, on the interviews, you'll start seeing that behavior happen. It was Katie that was past tense, not Chris. So, I feel Chris is now knowledgeable of what happened, but Chris disappeared. Chris disappeared for 17 to 24 hours. Why? And why didn't law enforcement trace him or track him? And why is the sheriff not providing any content to the world about a very well-known case for 2 years? He's remained silent by all the while saying they just need a nugget, but they're unwilling to go out and search or research or recanvass any areas like we've seen in the Nancy Guthrie case. They're lazy. Sumner County is lazy. Now that you guys get to see what happens when the FBI is involved and why it was so important for us to have Sebastian's case turned over to the FBI, because they work. They know how to work. They know how to recanvass. They know how to keep hitting, going back over the same information over and over and over and over again to make sure it's all correct. What about all those areas that they searched? Why did they go back when it was springtime and research those areas? Why? Why still to this day have they not done any other searches for Sebastian? They're just waiting for somebody to stumble across his carcass. That's the investigative world of Sumner County. They don't want to do shit. They're just waiting for it to solve itself because they're that lazy. Brandon Carter, I don't care how much his heart is into this, he's not doing his job right. And you know what? Instead of trying to be the zero, why don't you be the hero and hand it over to the FBI? These are the same problems we're dealing with Nancy Guthrie's case. They all want to be, oh, look, I'm the one that solved it. No, you're not. No, you're not. All the cases in the past, those officers are not the ones that solved it. Okay? That sheriff department has never solved a damn thing. The people solve these cases. The people solve these cases. Okay? Sheriffs don't solve these cases. They collect information. There is not one case that a sheriff can solve without the public helping. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, unless it's completely digital. Unless it's completely digital. Prove me wrong. They need us. We need them. If they're pushing us out, it shows us they don't want the case solved. So why doesn't Sumner County want the case solved? Why doesn't Brandon Carter want to relieve himself of this horrible case that's going to destroy his career and his boss's career? Because I'm telling you, the protest that we just had, the honk for Sebastian, that's one of many that are forthcoming. I mean, the next one is going to be, justice for the corruption, against the corruption, right? We're going to be going out there and start ramping up things and start letting people know of the corruption. We're going to start passing around flyers for 2026 of people who they need to be voting for and who they need to be voting out. We've got a lot of strategy that's about to come into Sumner County. I am going to rock that little county's world by the time I'm done. And I'm pretty sure by the time I'm done, their reputations are going to be toast. If you don't believe me, you can look at what we do here through perfect strategy, execute, and not only that, the help of the community. None of this can be possible unless the community buys into it. Right? I can't vote. I can't vote in Sumner County. But I am very persuasive. I can point out, I will provide receipts. I'm very persuasive because people want to feel safe. And you know what my biggest argument for all of this is, folks? You know what it is? It is the fact that how would they feel if this was their son or daughter? My position is already sold because it's very easy for them to see their own child in Sebastian and see what their sheriff is doing. How would they treat them if the shoe was on the other foot? That is my selling point for change in Sumner County. That is my selling point for Sheriff Snuggles struggles to get out of there, because as soon as people buy in that they would be treated like that if it was their child, he's fired. Nobody wants to be treated like this. Nobody wants to be treated like this. He is a failure of a sheriff. He was a mistake, and we have an opportunity to correct that mistake. So we're going to be working to do that. All right, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. We will see you back on the main channel. Now I've got to get OBS recreate because I had already signed into this channel. It's very difficult. I got to say, I've got to find a better way. I will find it. I will find it. We will find a better way, but we will eventually be running on a lot of multiple channels simultaneously. I'm just not there yet. And I know it's only going to take me an hour of research and setting up, and we'll be right there. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Wouldn't that be nice? And I still can't do it. I know. I'm a busy woman. All right, guys. We'll see you soon. I wish I could give my rollout and stuff like this. But if you guys want to see, you know what? I might as well show you guys. If you guys are new to the show, this is the green screen. I'm going to have to put it back up. But we do actually have, we do actually have something behind here. See, we do have a desk. It looks really pretty. But you know what? We have to have the green screen. We have to have the green screen. The green screen is super, super, super important for the livelihood of the show. Do I have it over? Okay, so this is not over enough. All right, I think we got it. So there it is. You guys get to see the office. You see the mic. You guys don't want to see the rest of the stuff. It is so messy here. We got cards out the wazoo. We got so many cards. We got to do card stuff. That's why I broke them down and started just taking them and saying, these are the cards for the day. If you want to play, these are the cards you're getting from, right? So And for those that want different cards, can wait for those days before they participate. Hey, Sorta Morta. Yeah, I was just kind of, beating up a content creator, which I don't do. And I definitely don't make a show out of it, but this is really bad. Arctic Fox trying to meet a little boy or a boy. I don't want to say a little boy because that can be subjective and somebody might think that he's trying to meet a toddler. And that's not the case. It sounds like an underage boy. Okay. I don't know if it's a teenager. I don't know the age of this underage child. But it sounds like Arctic Fox, which has been well known on this platform for years, was trying to meet up with a boy, an underage boy. That's predatory. That's predatory behavior. And Duchess has brought this man into a lot of victims' lives and a lot of victims' families' lives. And I find it appalling. I find it disgusting. And I'm pretty sure that also Queen Bee, because I remember Arctic Fox from Queen Bee's channel, not from Duchess, because I didn't even know Duchess really until Sebastian Rogers' case. I mean, I've heard of her, but I never knew her. I definitely didn't know she was posting horrible things about me on her Facebook page even before I knew who she was. She's a piece of shit. She's a piece of shit. There's a reason why I don't get along with these people, because I would have sniffed this crap out in a quickness. These people are garbage to me. Absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage. And you know what? I'm glad I stood on my hill alone. I am glad I didn't want to get along with these people. I'm glad I didn't go the path of least resistance and just conform here on these platforms. I would never. And I'm glad I trusted my instincts when I came out here. I really did. We went through hell to be ourselves. But after looking at this hot mess express, I'm glad we did. I'm glad we stood on our own here. And I'm glad, because look at the hot mess. Remember, they were trendy. Everybody loved being over there. Look at all these people. Let's go in here and have a fun. Let's pick on and bully up all these people, right? Well, now that the facade has gone. The masks have fallen. We now get to see the hate channels and all these garbage people for who they truly are. Pieces of shit. Now, I want you guys to go back and rewind and go back to the beginning of Bullhorn Betty. And what did I tell you? These were people who were facades. Their house of cards will crumble. Guess what? Today's the day you meet the piper and you pay the piper. $5 years to get here. 5 years to get here. Don't forget the Bullhorn Betty channel. Bullhorn Betty, Bullhorn Betty, Bullhorn Betty. That horrible reputation we once had is surely outperforming those good reputations, those facades, huh? Well, I might be rough around the edges and I might fight really, really, really hard. But it's worth it. It's worth it. So you guys have a blessed day. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. But I think this is just desserts. Karma, if you will. God bless.